I have always wondered, how many paths are there in the world that I can take? When will I walk all of these paths? How were they made? How will that affect me? I don't think there is an answer, but I do know this. You should always take the path you think is right. Hi, my name's Agnes. I'm in 7th grade, and as you can tell, I still have a lot of paths to walk in my life. When I heard this poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, it just stuck with me because it really reminded me of myself. Over the years, it occurred to me that I make good and bad decisions every day, and when I was younger, it meant so much to me and had so much importance, but now it feels really normal to make all these choices I make every day. A lot of the decisions I make are in a lot of activities in my life. I like to do a lot of activities like soccer, basketball, tennis, and playing the flute. I used to swim, ice skate, play the piano, and play the cello. I stopped doing these things because I lost my love for them. All these activities are still in my life and stick with me every day because I either keep doing the sport but not that well, but since I also play the flute, the other instruments that I had played helped me with a lot of the musical tempos and dynamics that are needed in music. These choices to quit sports and instruments were big decisions in my life, and it affects me everything I do something every day. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked downward as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. There are so many paths you can take in your life by simple choice to go whatever way you want to go. I see it everywhere, in every place. This poem, The Road Not Taken, is talking about someone traveling on a road, and when it splits into two different roads, he chooses the more unpopular or less walked path. Then that person talks about wanting to go on the other road and that the person had saved it for another day, but the person knew that they would probably never go back again, so the decision to go the other way made the difference in going the way the main character chose. I don't know why, but I always imagined a man standing on a road that splits into two different roads with a knapsack on a stick over his shoulder. Then, after looking at the grass growing on the roads, he takes the road with more grass and fewer footprints where everyone else hasn't gone. In a decade, he stops to think about his decision. This poem also has a figurative meaning for me, and it tells me that there are paths in life we choose, and when we look back on it, you think that you can go back and choose the other path. But usually life goes on, and you'll never have the chance to go a different way. In a decade or two, you will probably know how that decision affected you. That choice would have made all the difference. Every step I take makes all the difference in my life, and everything affects me every day. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked downward as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.